What's up, everybody? Out here at an undisclosed location. Gonna do some mushroom hunting, gonna set up the hammock, do an overnighter, do some bushcrafty things, and just have some good woods time. Had to make another trip up to the truck, get my dinner and my companion. Hey, I'm gonna be out here all day, you know. 6-pack just ain't gonna cut it. Dig this out a little bit. Kind of a long walk. Come all the way down here for a beer. There. Keep them nice and cool. I'm gonna take a quick minute here and show you guys what I brought. This is my little 27-liter day pack today. And inside of that I have my ENO hammock, my bug net, sleeping pad. I got my pot with my little Altoids container. I want to try charring some bark or something, and I have never tried that, so I'm gonna give that a shot. Breakfast. I have the camera you're looking through. I got my second camera. I have my headlamp. Got my little essentials. I have chapstick, toilet paper, my fire starter, sharpening stone, and my multi-purpose bandana. I have allergies terrible, so having a snot rag to blow my nose in all night is just a lifesaver. I use it to clean my pot, use it for lots of stuff really. Tree identification book I just picked up. I have a 40-degree rated sleeping bag, which is not warm in the slightest. It's supposed to get up to 60 something today, which it's getting there now, and it's probably only gonna drop to 50 tonight. I brought a Mylar blanket as well in case I need it, because I don't have an underquilt for my hammock. These gloves, which I love, I've actually went through a few pair of these. These are Max Grip. They're really super grippy. They're really form-fitted to your hand. They feel great. These things are awesome. The only thing is they're really slippery when you get wet, so you gotta be careful. A new toy today. I really just bought this for chopping logs at home when we're having backyard fires and stuff. I obviously am never going to take this backpacking with me. I'm going to give that a shot today. I wasn't even going to bring the hatchet, but I brought it just because I woke up this morning with a pain in my back. I don't know, a knot or something in my spine, and it's pretty painful. It actually hurts to breathe today. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to swing around that big axe, so I brought this just in case. Some extra food, my 12-pack. I also have a T-bone steak. Here's my hammock straps. And something new that I have yet to set up yet is my ENO Profly rain tarp. So, see how that works. And that's pretty much it. I think I have a stove in here. A little stove with some fuel for breakfast only. And I got a new saw that I'm going to try out too. 10-inch Fiskars. Really excited about this. I've been wanting to pick one of these up for a while, and since I didn't want to lug that big saw around on this little pack, I figured I'd pick one of these up today. So, cool. Yeah, I got some steak spice and a bunch of paracord, and that's all I brought today. The mission today is to go morel hunting. Lots of mushrooms in these woods. They find them every year. It's perfect now. It rained for the last 2 days. It's nice and sunny today. I'm really planning on finding some of those today. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting set up. Then the hunt begins. I love these hammocks. They're not the lightest thing in the world, but they are awesome. Sticks. Now, my string right in that little notch. It's a little low, but I'm thinking the lower the better. That way it kind of keeps the most wind out that I can. All right, let's go see if we can't find some mushrooms. I don't know if you can tell, but my left eye is just messed up right now. I should have put a new contact in, but really cool area. I really didn't think it would be this green already this year. Walking by the beer cache. And refill. Man, my eye is just hurting me right now. It's not so bad, but once I start facing that sunlight just bugs it. This is pretty cool. Oh, shit. About went in the drink. This is really cool. Look at this spring right here. Not really finding any mushrooms. No morels or really any other mushrooms at all. So I'm thinking maybe it's just a little bit too early. But I'm thinking about switching gears and trying to find some softer hardwoods here for a bow drill. And this one, it dents pretty easily with my fingernail, so I'm thinking this might be a good candidate. I don't know what it is. I don't really know my trees. That's why I have a book for it. Good landing. All right, back home for the night. Third time's a charm. This is the third wood I've tried, and I think this is the one. The saw went through it way easier than the other two. So, we'll see. See if this one's the one. The last one I got wouldn't even split without crumbling. Oh, that's nice. That's pretty soft. That'll probably do. That'll be my hearth board. That'll be my spindle. So I got my spindle. I got my blunt end and my pointing end to reduce friction on the bearing block. Now I'm going to dig my hole. It might work. Whoa. Lost my balance. Well, new saw got me. Wow. Live and you learn, you know. That was a dumb way to hold that. I was trying to make a nice cut on the end of my bow so that my string will go down in there and then I'll tie around. Got an alcohol wipe, a little piece of like moleskin type stuff, and one band-aid. And that is all I bring with me. God, that thing's sharp. Rip me up. I'm just glad it's my left hand and not my right. I'm really lucky I caught it on the angle I did, so it just sliced it rather than going down deep. I used some TP in that moleskin, which it's not moleskin, it's actually like a gel almost. But I made a little band-aid out of that because it's still bleeding and I don't want to blood soak the only band-aid I have, so I'm going to save that for a little bit later and just let it bleed out like this a little bit. Oh, and I also have burn relief gel in my 4-piece medical kit. I haven't had to use this yet though. That'll probably be the next thing I do. I'm getting cold now sitting here being a pansy ass. Alright, where were we? Should be a much safer way. we're good. I think it's still a little loose. Burn into that. It's not where I want it to burn at. It's burning into my bearing block before it is into my hearth. And I know I could probably make another hole and alleviate that a little bit. But, you know, I'm really not sure what I'm doing wrong as far as why I'm getting too much friction up top. Make it smaller even more of a point. But as of right now, I'm just I might mess with this a little bit later, but I need to get some feather sticks and stuff processed up because I didn't even bring a lighter today. So I gotta get working on some tinder before it gets too dark, and I won't feel like doing it then. I need a beer. Let's go down to the cooler. Oh yeah, I do have one casualty other than my finger. And that's my contact. It didn't make it. Even though I can only see good out of one eye, I feel a lot better now. Okay. Might be a little bit harder to find my beer once the sun goes down. I don't feel like f***ing around. Every time I bend my finger to shave off magnesium or to make feather sticks or anything, it just keeps bleeding every time I bend it. So, man, just poured a little alcohol on there and got her done. I didn't even collect any wood. There's so much wood around. I mean, you only got to walk 10 feet for an entire tree that's laying around out here. So, I'm not even worried about it. Alright. There's a blazing fire. So I just got my bug net out to put on my hammock, and I don't think I'm going to use it tonight. If I feel like it in the middle of the night, I'll get up and put it on, but I think I'm just going to see how it goes without it. Just waiting on this fire to die down and throwing my steak on it. Just going to throw the steak right on the coals. Never done that before, but Joe makes it look pretty good. I don't know if any of you guys watch Joe Robinette. I figure about anybody that would watch my channel probably watches his because it's way better. Nice dirty hands all over my steak. Oh, yum. Doesn't get much better than this. Angus cooked to perfection. That was a sufficient dinner. That was really good. I was a little skeptical about throwing that steak just right on the coals, but Joe's right. There ain't nothing wrong with it. It's good stuff. Just gonna enjoy my fire, enjoy my night in the woods, and see you in the morning. To say I slept bad, it's kind of an understatement. It was cold. My sleeping pad is now on top of me. Alright, so let me give you the rundown about what happened last night. Went to bed about 11:30ish, was up about 1 o'clock in the morning, stoked the fire because I was cold. I got my Mylar blanket out, wrapped up in it, you know, all baked potato-like in here in my sleeping bag. That lasted about an hour and a half, and I'm just cold. So I get up to stoke the fire, get warm, and I happened to check the temperature, and it was 35 degrees. Now it was supposed to be a low of like 50 to 52 or something. So yeah, they got that wrong. I'm sure you can't make that out, but it's 35 degrees out right now. It never warmed up. But if you notice, I got a fleece on now and another sleeping bag. It's because in case of an emergency, I had this fleece and this extra sleeping bag in my truck. Now my headlamp's flashing low battery on me last night, so I walked all the way to the truck just by moonlight. Luckily, there was a full moon overhead. I pulled this thinner sleeping bag over my hammock like an underquilt, and then I got my little bit thicker one in that I'm sleeping in, and once I got this all situated and stuff, I slept really, well, I can't say I slept great, but I was warm. The fire's still smoking over there. It was a pretty rough night. Things work pretty good. I see why people use these for shelter building. Like if you build a lean-to and you put this on the underside of it. I just stood here for a little bit last night with it around me, just holding it out behind me, and man, it just held in so much heat. And then I actually sat it like this too, over my chair. Just kind of propped it up there, sat it up on my head over. So I was just in this big cocoon of reflectiveness, and that was nice and warm too. I actually thought about sleeping there and just keep getting up and stoking the fire every hour. Gonna get the stove lit and get some oatmeal made. That should warm me up a little bit. Didn't char anything up. Actually forgot about it. Bananas and cream today. Oh, I forgot my bow drill kit. Well, that's about it for this trip. Short hike out. Probably gonna go home and take a nap since I only got about 4 or 5 hours sleep. Bow drill wise, you know, I only played with this thing what you saw. Probably only 1 or 2 tries to burn it in, and then I gave up on it. Just wasn't feeling it. But I'm gonna take the kit home, play with it a little bit, and I'll probably end up making another video maybe in the backyard or something, seeing if I can't get this kit to actually do something. Time to go. Foothills of the Appalachian Mountains.